Hi, good evening, me Jim Deletion, and we are going in for a video on Supabase and instances of data with Supabase. So connecting materials from your website to Supabase. We've been doing that today, and we will go over to it right now. So yeah, we have several instances on our web directory where we will connect to a database. One will be submit a tool. Yes, so participants or users can, projects who've built tools can submit a tool, or a person who uses a tool say, hey, this is a real cool tool. I'd like to add it to the directory. This is it. This is what it does. It's a website, blah, 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 blah. And it will go to our database and then be reviewed. Um, and the other one is our subscription for our newsletter. So in the very first instance here, instead of creating a complicated email or page service, we've just got it connected to our Supabase, and we will keep a secured list of all of our subscribers, and then when we do a newsletter, we just email the subscribers, get the list from our database, and send the newsletter. So yeah, how you'd go about doing this, for me, I'd be in VS Code. I'd have a Klein or root code open. In this instance, I've got Klein and I've got API on the free VS Code LM API. I'm using Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and again, this is all for free. And basically now I've already built the website up and I've got my Supabase instance set up. You would need to go over to supabase.com, and you would set up all your tables and your instances, your schemas. Most of this AI will do under a simple prompt and connect it. There is a bit of stuff with API keys, the usual stuff. You've got to go into your account and get your API keys, put them in a .env file in your directory, for the AI to, well, for it to log into your code, and you're away. Then you can start creating your categories with all of the information. As you can see, there is our categories. We are just putting in a new one for our blog posts. Subscribers, I just linked up and I've got myself put in there. So that's set, tested and working. So Supabase is really handy, and then you can just retrieve that information at any point by a simple command in your coding. In your code instance, so information can be retrieved from your database at any time. In our instance, one way we would be using that is our search field at the top of the web directory, our AI agentic web directory. For the search field, yeah, it would go through the database and look for the keywords that you have described, and then it will pull up information on that and data relating to those words and phrases. So that's how I would go about Supabase. Now set up account, and then you can easily install it into your Next.js project by installing it down in the terminal down here, and then start building a client, Supabase client TS file and a script out for integration. And here is a typical example of our SHQ, and if we go into BHQ, sorry, if we go into SQL, sorry, if we go into here now, you can see a script where I've just run. This will put in a extra row and filled out the information to store the data from our newsletter subscribers, basically, and create all of that that workflow and that data storage instance for that. So again, very easy to do. Each time you want to set up a new command in Supabase, you would just start a new query, a new editor code instance, and most of the time you would be getting your code, your snippet from there, from Klein and Claude. In here it will say, um, put this into the SQL and execute it like it did here in the Supabase SQL editor. Execute blog setup SQL. So we will do this now. This is a task that I'd just given Klein, where I want to store the data of our blogs into the into our Supabase instance rather than being populated onto our web page and taking up a lot of room. This sort of stuff can slow down your SEO, like slow down your website and give you a poorer SEO rating. So you would use Supabase in this instance to solve that problem. And here you just simply copy the setup script for the SQL editor, and this is going to execute the setup, and the next code will fill the data. And there you go. So you can see down here at the bottom, it's created the tables and the titles. It hasn't created, has it, voice speech? Yeah, it has actually. If you go along, it's only got a couple of them there. So I will make sure it picks up all of them now in a minute when I go back in, and we will populate. Let's take this one, which is populate. This might actually fill in the rest of it. So copy. And here you can just either delete that one or again create new snippet, paste, run, and there you go. It's now populated our database with all of the blogs. Very simple, very quick, automatically saved too. You can now check this in your table editor and go into blog posts, and there you go. And the first one was blog category. So uh, this is all very handy. Some of them we haven't populated. Categories on listings, category. We've got features. Yeah, we need to do that. Listings. Listing needs to be definitely a lot more, so we'll get them. And the more of the information you put in here, it's obviously a lot better for the search field, and then a lot better for your website because you can just pull the data from the database rather than it being directly in your website instance. So that's how to use Supabase and connect it to your website for data storage. In this instance, we're using it for web directory storage. Thank you and good evening.